Hi there friends, Steve here, alias Guido Jib. Yeah, as you can see from the channel. Yeah, so I invented this character, as I've mentioned in previous videos, Guido Jib's private eye. What is Guido Jib? Well, I can only go really back to the beginning. When I was a little kid, I wanted to be a painter, like Picasso, like Lowry, like Da Vinci, Leonardo. And you know, I'd seen these paintings and people were like in awe of these abstract paintings, and I thought, wow, amazing how art can move people so much. But then later on I found out that the longer that the painter had been dead, the more they were worth, and it was actually the painter that was more famous than the picture. And so people didn't necessarily appreciate the art, they just appreciated the esteem of the and value of the artist. So I didn't want to be a dead artist. I wanted to do something else. And then I noticed all these packets, and everything that came out of the kitchen had a packet, and it was like cornflakes and biscuits and chocolate and coffee, and everything had wonderful like packets and wonderful writing. And I wanted to be an advertising artist then, a graphic designer, and I really wanted to do that, until I found out that as a graphic designer artist, you didn't really get to decide what went on the packet. And so that was a bit of a disappointment for me, because I wanted to work as an artist and not sell my art to an advertising company in order to make money for some other product. That was to me clear then, that there was a bit of a conflict of interest between advertising art and the arts, true art, same as how music's used for films and advertising and to sell products. But music should be unassociated with a product. You know, if every time you listen to a certain song and it reminds you of a hairspray, then it's like disassociated from its original art place, and that's not the intention of the artist. The artist really would like a neutral place in which the art is viewed or experienced. So at that point I realised, you know, art and commerce don't really mix that well. Art and business, you know, music and business don't really mix that well. So I started looking at alternatives, because most of my friends seem to be aiming down this normal path of, you know, you write some songs, you can make a demo tape, you send it off to 100 record labels, you get signed by one, they, you know, bring out records and take care of you and everything, and you make money and become successful, and you can do what you like with that money, sort of thing. There's no duties upon the person to actually do good to the world or to others. You know, people can hoard as much financial gain as they like in this society. And for me, I saw a bit of an anomaly with the way things were working, and generally started searching for other methods and searching for why are things going wrong in society. And all the time I realised that, you know, these conversations wouldn't really mix with the art. I could write political songs or something, but on the whole, you know, actually learning about music and learning about politics and learning about law and religion and cultures and languages and all of these different things that I've learned on my journey as a rock and roll musician, touring around different countries. And I'm seeing these anomalies, and I'm telling them to my friends, and a lot of my friends kind of like, okay, and then kind of go back to their everyday domestic living and every way doing things. So I usually get this kind of feeling that like a lot of my friends are trusting the government, and when I say something it's like, oh yeah, okay, you know. And so they're off doing stuff, and I'm talking about, like, you know, maybe conspiracy theories and political things that are going on, and I get a blank look, as if like, well, there's nothing you can do about it, Steve. You know, just leave it. You know, just do like everybody else does. And so I thought, rather than get on people's nerves and talk about this stuff all the time, I'll just put up this channel. You know, because I know what I know, and I don't really want to keep like chewing it over and over and over again and spitting it out and half chewing it for other people to be able to digest. I get tired of that, because I'm not really Guido Jib. You know, I invented this character to kind of offload the conclusions of my experiences. It's maybe partly a little bit of a documentation for myself too, and to see how I come across, see how my ideas or whatever come across to others maybe. But the main thing is that, like, I don't want to be doing this, I don't want to be wearing this hat forever, so as soon as I know what I know and I've got my route that I want to take, I don't really want to have to keep telling people any of it. So the best way would be to put it up on a video and just put it out there. And if anybody's interested in then the ideas, people can contact me or ask questions. In fact, you can ask any question you like, and I'll do my best to find some useful answer to it. Because really, for me, I'm interested in everything. I'm interested in music, in art and politics and spiritualism and everything. But every time I've got into one of those things, I found limitations. For example, rock and roll, or these days it's like hip and hop. The people in the music scene are often like, down with the corporations and money is corrupt. But at the end of the day, they're signed to a major record label. They've given all of their artist rights away, and they've signed themselves over. They're selling themselves short for advertising and stuff, and playing the game just like everybody else who's playing in the commercial game, like the rest of us. So it's not really very free in a way. It's like somebody preaching freedom who's not really knows the extent of their own freedom. I don't mean to slag anyone off about that. It just seems that way. So in order to actually not get in anybody's face with it, it was about making these videos. Like Terence McKenna, I'm a big fan of Terence McKenna, and he said, find the others. So here I am on the internet in front of millions of potential million viewers, and hoping to find the others, and that might only be 50 people that are now my subscribers, and that's, to me, enough. That's enough people. If I had 50 people listen to me every week, that's an amazing amount of people. So I'm really happy. And so the way I put these things together is in a very basic English. Some people overlook what I've said, but I think you have to be, I give you the clue to be a little bit more perceptive, to listen between the things I say. Because the reason I talk very simply is because I'm interested in language from a simpler perspective. You might say an international perspective, because people from other countries all speak English, but they don't speak the same English as the English people in England. It's a simple kind of English. It's a world English. So that's the kind of English I'm trying to use here, so that foreign-speaking people have got it a lot easier to understand me. Even the way I use grammar is changed. So I'd just like to put that across. I'm not trying to boost my own intelligence or anything, but I could imagine that some of these conversations about intellectual subjects don't come across that intellectual because I don't use big words. But like I said, that's on purpose, and if you're quite perceptive, then you'll be able to read between the lines and hopefully get a bit out of this, out of the things that I bring up. Some of the series I'll be bringing up on law and wisdom and stuff. Like I say, the main thing about the Guido Jib channel is really to offload all of the things that I think I could maybe share with my friends and others, finding the others, and then I can relax and know that it's out there. And like I say, if anybody had any questions, then I'm here to answer them. So we continue in the series soon. I hope to be putting up more videos about my experiences on the road in connection with law and some of the observations I made and that. And I'll be on a series called Law on Legs, coming up soon. So I think that was about all what Guido Jib wanted to say. You know, if I had 20 million viewers, I'd probably do different kinds of videos, but I've got a small crowd of people and I'm happy with that. You know, popularity isn't my intention on this channel, really. The first intention is the documentation of the ideas, and secondly, to find the others, you know, to find you, you know. And that's it. And I hope I find you. Yeah, so if you're watching this, then welcome back. Bye for now.